Hey, this is David at Richter Scale Studios. I'm doing a little painting today. In my last update, you saw how I did those towers by War Layer 2 from the second Kickstarter. And this is mainly going to be for, or mostly for, my Necromunda table and probably Kill Squad, or is that what it's called from 40K? Used to be Shadow War Armageddon. I don't know if that's even being supported anymore. So these are the platforms. They've been all done in black. And then I've been going back and forth with two different colors because these will all be in shadow. So flat black primer, flat red, and then camouflage brown. You can see this kind of going back and forth. This is a fun thing and it's kind of abstract. So you can just hit it with a little red here and there to get some, you know, a mottled look, I guess, just like they do in the desert almost. But this is going to be patchy. And since this is not going to be seen, I'm not going to have to really do much. When I flip it over, when I come back and let this dry, I'm going to introduce another color, probably an orange, and use it very sparingly as a spray paint. And see this kind of let that dry for a second, because it kind of looks really, this is a strange kind of paint how it works. It looks really splotchy and brown when you hit it like that, and then it dries and kind of brings it together. So now all the railings have been done, and this is, yeah, there's 6 platforms. There'll probably be more eventually, but this is going to be plenty to work with. Those are all the towers. I think I have another 2 towers upstairs that are curing on my deck, I guess. So we'll be back in a couple moments. So I'll let this dry, flip it over, and we'll do the next part of it. And I probably regret kind of doing that. That looks cool for what it was. But I want those rusted too because, like I said in the update, these are going to be like a gray. Let me go run over there real quick. So I want to keep this kind of themed the same. The garage is crazy right now. This color. Then imagine, you know, just cracks and flakes of the metal coming off and the rust showing through. So all kind of go together. Because we have a very rust board, so all this rust together is not going to look cool. And eventually I'll probably do the halves also. Let me go over those. And this little hab complex, I guess I call it, will be some kind of colormentary. Maybe greens, because it'll be kind of good with the contrast of the reds and the greens. So let me get back over here. Excuse the camera work. And we'll be back in a moment, and we'll switch over to that and start working on the other side. Thanks for joining me. Okay, we are back. We almost had a dud. I was trying this can, didn't work. Luckily, I just went through a can of black primer, and this is as good as new. Okay, this is a new color we're introducing for the top, since it'll be exposed to light, obviously. This is Satin Fire Orange. I want to hit it first because it's easier. We can knock back with a flat red. And it's actually not, well, we're going on black with this orange. And this is the same color I did the crane from War Layer with. I want to make sure we really get these outside areas where people can see. I'm just going to do this real quick. Then I'm going to go to 1 and just work on it in front of you. Watching me do this the whole way through would be stupid. I'll be back in a second. Yeah, I just went through all with the orange real quick. It's really desaturated because on top of the black, I mean orange or yellow or any kind of brighter color is not going to show up. So it almost looks like the rust red. So I'm going to go through the rust red right now. Knock it back a little bit. And then we'll put it on top of the red again, because I know orange will show much nicer on red. I gotta make sure these railings, because they're not really in the... I'm gonna concentrate on 1 right now for you guys. So, back and forth. I'm gonna go back to the orange again. And this should like really pop now. Yeah. So I don't want these to be completely orange. We'll take this funky Well, it's actually a really good color. Just it doesn't lay down the same as the Rust-Oleum. Yeah, that knocks it back nicely. And sorry I'm moving around so much. I gotta get a proper, have one on order for the iPhone, a gimbal or something like that. Okay, let's go to Rush Red again. And I think I'm going to have to also, I'm going to have to go through, I'm going to take some acrylic paint and sponge it, just to give it some different looks. You know what I'm also going to do? I'll be back. I'm going to try some yellow or some kind of color like that and see, and then put the orange over that. See how that works too. Thanks for hanging in. Okay, here's a little experiment I tried over here. Kind of worked. It's just a work in progress still. This is from the desert board. This is the stuff that I use as like the really high contrast, and knocked it back with the khaki from Camouflage. So this kind of lays funky. It's very dusty. So I'm going to go through like spots here and there. Now, obviously, that looks totally crazy, but you'll see what I'm going for. See what's another spot. Let's get this completely done. Okay. I'm going to go in with the orange again. And just kind of go through those things, because then it brings the color saturation up. It almost makes it glow. And I don't want to get it all done, because I want some of that, because rust is all different colors. I mean, I've seen purples, you see white, when you see, and like I said, this will be all under chipped yellow paint, so that might not be the best thing for the desaturated, but it'll have its own thing. Then we'll come in with the, I should put these closer to me, I don't want to spray the cans. And this is, and I'm going to basically use the that brown, kind of a glaze or a unifying color. So just take it, just dust it on there. Let's get some more orange in here. Some of this is kind of neglected. I think I like that. So here was like the original idea with just the orange, the brown over the black, and the flat red. And then that actually looks more rusty. Yeah, I got more of the oranges in it. And you know, kind of the other weird colors too. Maybe bring the orange out on that a little bit. I think that'll look good under paint. So, thank you for joining me. Let me go through the colors once again. Straight black primer, flat. And then basically, first color we use is the flat red. Then orange over that, then flat red back and forth. Camouflage. And we came in with the satin straw flower. It's kind of like an ochre, a light ochre, I'd say. And then use that to help bring out the saturation levels of the previous colors. And let's kind of put that side by side again. Yeah, I think that looks good. That's going to look nice and bright. And under that, let's see, we'll go over here to the bat I showed earlier. I'm walking in regular shoes. I usually hear me shuffling in my slippers I got hiking shoes on today. Yeah, that's going to look really cool underneath that, coming out in patches. So as usual, thank you for joining me. And we will, let me leave you at a cool little spot here over the table. So earlier, I could show a picture up here of what this, I had all the towers set up in this area over here because this kind of has a narrative to it right now. This is a 4x4 table with 4 2x2 sections. Each section is very unique with different levels. You see there and there and there. So I don't know if it's 4 times 4 16s times 4 would be 32, carry the 3. So 73 different combinations. I think that's, no, 72. So I think that's 72 combinations. It could be even more than that. That you could move these boards around because you can rotate each one and move them around sexually. So it might be even more than that. And then obviously all this war layer terrain. And then we have a mechanics terrain from Games Workshop, obviously. Printable scenery has us showing here with the plasma and the chemical thing. These are very cool. And what else do we have here? Oh, we have a little bit of Imperial terrain. And let's not forget, we got Corvus terrain been worked on today. Just did those bunkers that Corvus terrain released, or not that, or the barriers. I just did a really quick prime job on these to be painted eventually. So once again, thank you for joining me, and we'll see you in the next video. Hey, I wanted to come back real quick. I assembled the towers with the Rust effects put on the levels, and it looks like it turned out pretty cool. And I was taking pictures earlier, if you saw some of my posts on Facebook or Instagram. It looks like something out of the Necromunda book, kind of. Andrew Askerdal from Warlayer hit it out of the park with these designs. This really just captures the whole thing of the Underhive and Necromunda. I've been reading a Jericho graphic novel, and I have another novel I'm just finishing up with a bunch of little vignette stories in it, and it really kind of grabs that narrative of all the platforms. And I want to do some like little restaurants and bars and stuff like that, and like little settlements, because it's just not like a desolate industrial area. There's people like settlers, they're called settlers and things like that. So that is going to be it. It turns out nice. God, I almost don't want to paint over it, but we'll see. I might leave the platforms just all rusted out, then do the chipped on the paint effects on that. And then once again, let me pull one of these up. So imagine the rust all through that, then painted like that, then pull off big chunks through latex and liquid masking, and probably a little bit of just irregular cut painter's tape to take big swaths of color off. So you'd have the contrast between, this is like a colder gray, but I also went over it. I took, I believe, like an army painter, like the brown ink, and like just lightly sprayed over the whole thing to kind of bring it together. So once again, that is it. Thank you for joining me on this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Please like, and I'll see you in the next video.